Hello everybody and welcome to an Athens rooftop. This is sick, to be fair. This is awesome. We're on top of the Acropolis Dream View Hostel. It's a very liberal name because it really sells it that you've got a dream view of the Acropolis. It's there, you can just about make it out. It's about 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday and I'm about to take the 1 hour trek to the Acropolis. I've booked my ticket in advance online. I'm super ahead and organised because apparently it's just hell. It's mid-July right now, so it is the high season or coming up to the high season. It is a Saturday, so I'm expecting it to be very, very busy, and it is of course one of the most iconic sites in the world. So I'm doing my best to avoid the crowds and also the heat. The temperatures are hitting nearly 40 degrees here in Athens this week. We're out in the street of Athens and I've got a giant croissant to start the day, carb loading, Acropolis style. It's got 8:41 a.m. and my worst fears confirmed. I think this is a queue for a ticket to the Acropolis. It's already looking packed. Okay, so no queue at all to get into the Acropolis, that's the gates. So glad I bought my ticket ahead of time. You have to know the date that you're going to visit because it's valid for the 1 day only. The Acropolis opens at 8, so it's been open 45 minutes and it's already looking busy. I hope it's not awful. Okay, my strategy. Everyone stopped here because this is like the first view. It's a panoramic view of the city, whatever. My strategy is I'm going to go straight to the Acropolis while everyone's distracted by the first thing and then come back for this. Okay, great, seen it. Oh fuck, it's packed. Here it is, the first sight of the Acropolis. And there it is. There is literally one of the most famous buildings in the world right there. Still pretty packed. I mean, I know I act shocked that it's literally one of the most famous sites in the world and there's people here, surprise, surprise, but I mean, it's not even 9 a.m. and it already feels like Piccadilly Circus. I can't imagine what this place is going to be like in the afternoon. Some authentic scaffolding from 400 BC. It's kind of hard to comprehend. It was built in 447 BC. This is pretty much 2,500 years old. Even now, when they're doing the restoration work, they have this massive crane inside. How did they do it 2,500 years ago? Amazing. This is one of the coolest places I think I've ever been. It's weird because it's so iconic and you see and hear so much about it, and it's right here, like it actually exists. What really gets me is the detail on it. You can see some of the individual carvings and statues still, and it's so old. Just think, if every single one of these people paid 20 euros to get in, they must be making maybe hundreds of thousands per day. 20 euros per head. Just imagine how much cash that is. I realise that I've just been calling this the Acropolis. This is the Parthenon. The collective island hill thing is the Acropolis. It's early. My hostel didn't have tea or coffee. Give me a break. It's 10:15 now and it's getting busier and hotter, so time to make my French exit. So I'm on my way out from the Acropolis. You get a lot for your money. Even on my way out, there's still a load of cool buildings and walls and a couple of theatres, and it really gives you a scale of the size of this complex. Normally you just see the Parthenon and you think kind of that's it, it's a standalone thing. At least I did anyway. I didn't realise it was part of a bigger complex, but it's crazy how old this stuff is, and the architectural magnitude of it is just huge. Genuinely in a bit of awe. How do you do it, ancient people? Found a cave in the hill of the Acropolis and taking a break in the shade because it has got super hot. This is not a full trip to Greece for me. I'm just passing from Albania to Turkey, and Greece happens to be in the middle, and I didn't want to take a super long bus ride. So I'm trying to remind myself that this is just a stopping point. I know it's been an amazing morning and I've been to one of the most iconic places in the world, but this is just, I'm basically just passing. The whole of Athens is out there. There's so much old stuff, so much cool stuff to see, but for another time, because I just don't have the budget and the energy to do all of those things this time. I could spend a week, 2 weeks in Athens and try and tick everything off. The problem with me, what I've realised from travel, and also especially this trip, I'm a bit of a completionist. I have to do everything. I like to make a list. I like to tick everything off, otherwise I feel very unsatisfied. So I'm trying to teach myself not to exhaust myself by trying to do absolutely everything that a city has to offer, because I just cannot. It's not humanly possible. And especially this time, told myself, right, it's scorching hot, I'm running out of money, do the Acropolis, find somewhere cool to sit down and be happy for the rest of the day, rather than what I once would have done, paced around out there in the heat, probably gotten ill and just not had a great time and run out of money a lot quicker, just for the sake of completing a tick list, because that's what I'm like. So I'm trying to train myself and trying to teach myself, don't have to do everything. You can just go to the Acropolis and have a good time, and then move on to Turkey, where you actually can afford to do things because it's much cheaper there. From the time that I've spent walking around Athens and also visiting the Acropolis, it's kind of like visiting Cairo on easy mode. I wish I'd done this before I did the pyramids, because it would have been a really good training ground. It's kind of similar with the heat and the intensity of the massive city and the crowds. It very much reminds me of Cairo, but it's so much easier because there's less harassment. It is an EU country, it is part of Europe, it still has pretty westernized values, so I don't feel a million miles away from home. I don't feel unsafe here. So I would really recommend coming to Athens, to Greece, as a solo traveller if you're kind of starting out and you're wanting to go on to bigger things. I wish I'd done this first. This should have been one of my first trips, because it would have been such a good training ground for the Middle East. I kind of threw myself in at the deep end. I hope you're enjoying this journey as much as I am. It has been amazing, and today has just been icing on the cake, you know? What a stopover. I was just passing through and I've just casually been to the Parthenon. It's not bad at all, is it? It's not bad at all. At the Greek Parliament building, this guy loves his job. He loves the selfies, he loves the tourists. Absolutely loves everything about it. Poor guy. Poor guy. Hi guys, little DVD extra bonus bit on this vlog. The day after I went to the Acropolis, there's the Acropolis. Today I'm leaving Athens, but I had time to visit the stadium of the first modern Olympic Games. And it's sick. Look at the size of it, look at the girth. In awe at this absolute unit. €5 to get in. Yes, that's okay. I kind of wish I was with someone so I could race them on the track, because this is a full, proper working running track that they still use in competitions. So it would be pretty sick to compete It's just open, anyone can go on it, so I wish I had a competitor, but on my own this time. If anyone is up for it, if anyone is up for the challenge, come at me, bro. The home of the original Modern Olympic Games. I'm laying down my challenge, laying down my hat. Come at me, bro.